What's up, Watch World? Bearded Watchman here. Hey, a buddy of mine bought a watch for Christmas and he wanted me to do a review on it. So I'm going to do a review on it. I took some pictures, I took some B-roll footage, I've got some stuff like that. I'm going to try to combine it all together, and then what I want to do is I want to tell you what I think about this watch. In a whole, Tissot I think doesn't get enough recognition in the watch world as far as collectors go, and the people that like the Seiko guys, the micro brand guys. The Tissot doesn't have the following like that. Tissot is more what I think. Now they still have the Visual and stuff like that, which is an awesome watch, which, hey, I love Tissot. I've got some Tissots, so I'm not knocking Tissot at all. I love the watch brand, but Tissot is targeted towards the person that has one or two watches, that goes in to purchase a watch and doesn't go into detail on history and all of this stuff. But what I think that Tissot does very, very well is their packaging. They really, and I've got this box here, you can see the packaging with Tissot is great. You can see the Tissot name there. You can see the Swiss, this little Swiss star or the Swiss cross there, and then the little Tissot T. And then on the back side of this, you've got, it looks like books, so you could put it on a shelf, display it. And then down at the bottom, there's actually two real books. One of these books is the history of Tissot, which is really cool. I think that this is neat that they put this in their packaging for their watches. The second book is just their watches. So you can go through and you can see all the different watches they have. So when that person, and Tissot it's very common for the person to kind of start in the watch world. And my friend really wears like a smartwatch. He's kind of into smartwatch thing. So smartwatches and watches like this are completely polar opposites. Your smartwatch is like your cell phone. Now, yes, it tells time, and this one only tells time. But the sweet part about this is, just like most of your watches, we wear this as jewelry, more of a statement piece, and to really come close to our watch. Now, mechanical does that better than quartz, but the ETA calibers are awesome, whether they're quartz or whether they're automatic movements. This particular, and Tissot packs a lot of punch for what you're getting for the price. This is, I think this watch retails for probably mid to low 400s. That's not what you're going to pay for it on the market. I think you'll pay probably right around 300 or just south of 300. So as far as what you're getting for the dollar, it's pretty good. One thing about Tissot is Tissot's going to be all in your big major jewelry stores, like when you're in the shopping centers and stuff like that. And that's why a lot of these people that just have one or two, they go in the mall, they can look, they can touch, feel, try them on, stuff like that. They're not going, it's not like a micro brand. Micro brand, you've got to buy it online. You're not going to see, touch and feel it before you buy it, unless some of them will let you kind of test drive it. But you take the plastic off and stuff like that, you pretty much can't return it. So unlike some of those, even Seiko has their mainstream line that they'll put in watch stores like that, big box stores. But then they have their Grand Seiko, and they've got kind of their Presage line, stuff like that. You're not going to go to a streamlined big box store and buy them. You're going to have to go to a watch store to purchase that. Okay, so about this watch, the size, the specifications. So this guy is 41 millimeters. It is a 45 tip to tip. The actual lug to lug is actually 44, but tip to tip is 45. It has a 22 millimeter strap opening or lug opening for your straps. It is a ETA movement, so it's a ETA chrono movement in this watch. You do have a signed crown. It's not a screw down crown, but it is a signed crown. You'll pull it one click to set the date. You'll pull it two clicks to set the time. It's very, very simple. It's not crazy in depth. The top pusher on the watch is to start and stop the chrono. The bottom pusher is to reset the chrono. So pretty cut and dry, your typical chrono watches. But where this watch shines is, first of all, it's Swiss made. So the way that this watch is built is great. You can tell it's Swiss. It's the finishing, it's got brushed on the side of the case, it's got brushed on the top of the case, it's got this little chamfered edge that's polished. It has a polished bezel on the top, which it's beautiful. The hands are beautiful. You've got a little touch of lume on the minute and the hour hand. There's no lume on the second. There's no lume on the dial. But it's a chrono. It's not like a dive watch. You're not gonna have to, you know, most people that get a chrono watch doesn't want a crazy lume watch. Well, I'm all about crazy lume anyway, so I like lume all over it, but it is what it is. The bracelet on this watch is really good too because it's kind of a shark mesh, and it's polished shark mesh. But when you get to the clasp has a little Tissot logo right on the front, and then it's got a double locking clasp, so it locks. It hooks once, and then it locks down, and then the top one flips over. So it's not going anywhere. You're not going to lose this watch. You're not going to break this band unless you really, really catch it on something and you actually tear the pins off of it. But it's going to be an everyday driver, really. It does have a sapphire crystal. Love the sapphire crystal on these watches. You don't have to worry about scratching it. You can nick it, keys, all kinds of stuff. You're not going to scratch. It's very, very hard to scratch. Now, sapphire, sometimes if you hit it hard enough just right, it will shatter. It's not going to be like mineral crystal and take a beating like that, but it's not going to scratch, where mineral crystal is going to scratch. So let me tell you what the model number of this guy is. It's a long model number. Now, this model number is for this is the particular watch with the black dial, the mesh strap, and the chrono movement. So it is T101.417.111.051.01. That's long. I'm going to display it on the screen for you, but that is a particular model number you need to look up if you want to look and do some research on this watch. Now, this watch is you should be able to pick this watch up right around that $300 mark. I think retail on it's mid 400s, 425, 450, somewhere in there. But hey, this is an awesome watch. I like this watch. So enjoy the video and the pictures that I've put out on this watch, and tell me what you think in the post.